Hello explorers and welcome to another video. Today we are going to talk about pieces. And pieces is a tool for you to collaborate and also help you with the workflow and be an overall time saver for you. For some people this is going to be a great tool, and for other people this might be a little bit strange. So let's switch over to my screen here, and here we have Stack Overflow. We have some code here, and I've realized that this code is something that I really want to remember and perhaps use in the future. Perhaps I want to use it in one of my tools, so I can copy and save this. I can also share it with my colleagues if I create a pieces account. And I can also ask Copilot about this if I want to know more about this particular code, which could be really interesting if you want to use it in other settings. So if we switch over to their developer tool, so they have pieces for developers, and we look at the gallery, for instance, here we can look at the different code pieces and then switch over and look at other pieces. And we also have a list view where we can look at all the different things that we have stored already, and then have more information about that and context when we actually search for it and so on, so we can find it easily. We can search for anything up here. We have a workflow activity where we can see what we actually did over a workday and find the different things in pieces. And we have the Copilot here with a global search. So here I could put in any code and it tries to explain what that code does. I can drag and drop an image and then they do a Tesseract OCR on that, but they are using machine learning in order to improve it, because when you do an OCR of an image, you get pretty poor results with code because they are using a bunch of different special characters and so on in code. But with this machine learning network, they can actually pick out those things from the code and help you in order to get a better OCR. And the OCR is pretty good if you have a decent image. So if somebody just posted an image, or if you take a screenshot of some YouTube video, you can get that things out. And you can also ask it a technical question. I've tried a bunch of different things here. For instance, I had a problem where I tried to find abrupt sounds in audio in order to identify those, and it said try a Fourier transform. And okay, so I said, how do I do that with the Fourier transform? And then it told me, no, that was not a good suggestion. You should not use that. You should use this instead. And then I asked, well, how do I do that then? Use that specific formula. No, you should not use that. You should use a Fourier transform instead. So the AI is pretty much as useful as usual AIs, but at least it's more tailored to solve programming questions and is better at that. So please help. Oh, we can try with the piece of code. We can send that in here and see what it says. And let's see, could I post that? Perhaps. Post that and see what it says about that piece of code. And it's currently running locally with a Llama 2, the new Facebook machine learning network, 7 billion parameters on CPU. And you could use a different network. If we open up this thing here, we can see that we have Llama 2 and we have a CPU bound one and we have a GPU bound one. But the GPU bound one is only for Apple Silicon. So if you're running a Mac today, you could use that. I hope that they open it up and actually makes it possible to run it on different computers as well. But currently it's only Mac. And we see here there is a bunch of different models that are coming soon. So we have a 13 billion parameters. We have a 70 billion parameters. We have a Code Llama, which is a better code model. And then we have Tiny Llama down here. So they have a bunch of models that are coming soon. If you go to a blended mode, so you're not using only local resources and uses the cloud as well, then you have ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo, 3.5 16K, and also ChatGPT 4, which actually works without any login or anything like that. Then we also have the Palm 2 with the Chat Bison and Code Bison that you can use online. So there is a bunch of different networks here that you can use, and now you see here that thank you for providing the context. I'll do my best to help you with the question. You are asking about how to remove a problematic XML entities from XML strings so I can be parsed in Java. So it actually explains pretty much what this code does, which is really nice. So you can get more information about a piece of code and a little bit more of a context. So it handles this pretty well. And of course, if you can use it in their developer tool and in the browser plugin, you of course want to use it in your editor. So if you go to IntelliJ here, I could take a piece of code here, right click and save to pieces, ask Copilot about it, explore with pieces insights, and also find materials and so on. So you can use your editor of choice. If we switch over to Microsoft Visual Studio Code, of course they have the Copilot down here, and I can also search pieces and get help down here in the editor as well. So there is a bunch of different plugins and so on that you can install on your machine. They support a bunch of different editors, and they have this local service that they call Pieces OS, which is running and answers all the questions. It is pretty much just a web service that you can post and store data into, and it stores everything locally. I think these Llama models were about 4 gigabytes each, so not that big either. So it's a pretty useful tool if you want to remember what you are working on, keep context, being able to search through your working list of sites that you have visited, and also different snippets that you have stored in a pretty good manner. But what we need to keep in mind here is that this is a pretty new company. They were founded 2021, so 2 years ago. They got a founding round of about $11 million in order to start working. And with a couple of people and salaries and so on, they should have been eating up that amount of money pretty quick. So they should be requiring more money, of course. And if we look at their plan and pricing at the moment, personal will be free forever. No accounts required, 100% runs locally, access in ID and browser plugins, unlimited snippet sharing, and AI-powered features. And Pro, where you get more things, is coming soon. So there is a bunch of things that are still coming soon. And so far they have no pricing model, and they can't really take any of your money, which means that either they are very new, as I said, so they haven't really come to a real product yet, so they can't sell anything. Or the old saying is that if you don't pay for a product, then you are the product. And that could be the case as well, so maybe they are selling your information. There is nothing really on the site that says anything about that, or anything to indicate that that is actually happening, but I haven't really verified that anything that I store locally isn't sent to the cloud either. But I think it's an interesting tool nevertheless. So if you actually need this kind of tool in order to keep track on what you're working on, and have a very easy way to use the Llama 2 model in order to ask questions locally, I think this could be a really boon for your productivity. I think it's a really good tool, but then again, I don't know much about this company and it's very early yet. So it might be something to look out for, or it might just be nothing for you. it's for you to decide, and I really hope that you write something in the comment section about what you think about this tool. Is it useful for you, or is it just something that is for other people to use, or totally weird? Then please tell me in the comment section down below. If you like this video, give it a like, share it with your friends and colleagues. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do that, and I really hope to see you in the next video.